Um, he
Nothing
is,
blatantly character revelationing.
No, he's not having any. I mean, maybe like he and Rudolph have been like sending emojis to one another or something like that.
Yeah, because so they say 7 days, right? But sometimes it's not always 7 days. Sometimes it's like,
There's probably been some, like, in all seriousness, there's probably been like a little back and forth, like some more arrangement of, okay, we're wrapping up here, we'll regroup at this time point, probably. Also, I killed a goddamn psychic lizard man.
Right. Just wait till I show you this thing.
Right. I may have something.
Do you send him a picture with like a Snapchat filter of like exclamation points and arrows pointing to it?
He probably sends him something cryptic about bringing presents or something.
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
He's
Christmas in June, right?
Yeah. He's hell bent on getting Rudolph's goodwill. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. But yeah, he's back on the ship. He's maybe occasionally checking in on Raquel, but he doesn't personally have all that much to do on this planet now that the missions.
Yeah, and the transfer is complete, and Oscar being the only one currently available to take the funds, you sign, right? And 10,000 credits is deposited into the ship fund. Congratulations.
Excellent.
You guys did a thing. I'm erasing this refueling thing because I've decided that's bullshit.
Yay, we've made money.
So, out of character, are we putting that all specifically toward the ship?
The question is, how are you going to divide that up?
1,000 per crew member. The rest goes towards the ship.
Yeah, so like the deal is, you guys currently owe, and I should put this in the ship as well. You owe quite a bit of money on the ship.
Yeah.
We may want to just put all that toward the ship, to be perfectly. Again,
so like
it's Fortune and Boomer's names that are on it, so you decide what you want to do.
Jesus. I was looking at the 254 again. Hold on.
We owe $8,678 per month for the Spike 2 drive and rent, or I mean for everything.
And it's been, what, 2 months?
There's 2 payments. There's one payment that's due and one payment that's overdue. And if you hit June and the payment's not due, they will take it directly out of your payment from Westwind.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking...
I feel like we should just put it all...
Right, because it's only like $3K regular maintenance, but because you have the Spike 2, it's much more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine. So we got pretty much a little over one payment done.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good for
considering
for hauling
for something that we accomplished en route. That's solid.
Yeah,
that didn't really do anything.
Yeah, totally.
Negative to us. So
okay, so I'll put here. You guys owed how much did you owe?
We owed $8,678
minus. You want to put all 10,000 just straight into it?
Yeah.
So your current owe is
1,700. 700.
They're gonna get it one way or another. We might as well give it to them.
You can literally just directly transfer it to the exchange, and they will handle all that. You don't need to show up and deliver credits. You can literally just dump it all into the exchange fund, and it will they'll handle the payment and all that. Which means
it makes us look better if we
if we're paying it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Rather than making them come for it.
100%.
Yeah. So you guys are good on your payment for April, and have paid a little bit down on your payment for May. So you're not in any danger when you go turn it in of them just taking it directly out of the cut.
Yeah. Cool. Well, we might be able to pay for the rest. Well, close to paying for the rest of it after 002.
Maybe, yeah, perhaps. Yep. Yeah, because your current default is 7,356.
Yeah.
And that's maintenance included. So.
Yeah.
Hey, who wants to get some flying in? So Meg can use her.
I have something to finish.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. You're still at the damn.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
No,
Sorry.
it's fine. I wanted to jump to Oscar and get you guys paid.
We started making money again, and I got excited.
Break. Yeah. I wanted to take a break from the dramatic RP and stuff to jump into.
Oscar's just like Oscar's just chatting. He's, maybe he's been arranging things. He's been kind of gently practicing new abilities, perhaps.
Yeah. Try not to burn yourself out.
Did you help Chan put the groceries away when you got home?
I don't know that Chan ever came back.
I think he did.
Oh God, no!
Yeah, he's dead.
Don't even. That's not okay.
This is not the planet Chan would get abducted on, though. There are many planets where he might, though, so you may want to be careful about telling him where he can go shopping and not.
Do we not have a tracking device on him yet? Is that not a thing that we...
I mean, you do, technically.
Yeah, I'd like to bet that Oscar could track Chan down pretty quick.
Technically, the collar is a tracking device.
I'd like to think Oscar could track him down pretty quick, and that whoever took him would be in trouble. Yeah. But
all you would have to do is tell Boomer to enable that feature, and you could just GPS ping him real easy.
Would his head also explode?
Only if Gogo wanted it to.
Okay.
You guys suck.
Fantastic. So, yes. Excellent. Yay, we paid money. It's good. Feed me credits. They're delicious. So, let's jump back to Fortune. So, Fortune, you're brought into a library, right? And it's the epitome of one of those fancy space libraries where, like, everything is kind of white, but there's, like, a real fire in the fireplace, and, or it's probably simulated, but also produces heat, right? It's, like, fancy. There's nice cushy chairs, there's reading books, there's probably, like, tobacco and, like, rolling paper or a pipe if you wanted it, and you're brought in here, and there's a few people kind of carousing in here. This is clearly, like, the inner circle area.
Okay.
And what was it? Jalise? Was that his name? Yeah.
Jaziel.
Sorry, Jesus. I didn't write it down myself. I should do that.
If you ever need any information you've given Fortune, it's on my character thing.
Yeah.
My bio and info.
You're awesome at writing the stuff down in the editing thing too, by the way. I appreciate that. That helps me. That helps me far more than I think it helps you guys. But whatever. So Jaziel walks in and he claps his hands and he waves everybody out, and they all just like bow or nod and leave the room. And Alante, she walks over and she like kind of turns the fireplace down a little bit via a knob, right? That's like on the side. And so there's a little bit more mood lighting. It's a little bit like nicer, kind of more cozy atmosphere. And Jaziel is like, please take a seat. Arthur, it's good to finally meet a member of your order.
Nice to meet someone like you as well.
Yeah, and he like walks to he walks to the window and puts his hands behind his back and like gazes out into the this actually it has 3 small moons around this this planet. But each moon is basically like another like factory rock. And so they leave these like weird trails of pollution as they orbit, right? So there's these weird like grease trails from the 3 moons that kind of are in close proximity to each other as they orbit this planet. And he kind of like gazes out like very stoically and importantly, and he says, "The job, yes, that is what you are here for. Let me tell you of it. A few months back, I received word that there was a group of individuals who were, well, doing their own business, let's say. I was not too happy about this. Not the first time we've run into problems like this, and I was sure that we could handle it ourselves, but it appears not. These smugglers is too fine a word for them. pirates, to find a word as well. These gypsies. They come in and they corrupt my men. Never before have I seen good men thrown so low by these Cretans. And he continues on for a while, like basically beskirmishing his mortal foe that he's unable to track down. And it's all very unclear and very poetic, but like I assume, Fortune, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, tell me what the job is. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, very dramatic. Good job.
Yeah.
What do you need me for?
Yeah, and so Alante is like seated on a chair kind of off to the side, and she's got like one leg crossed over the other, and she's got her hands kind of folded in her lap, and she's watching you the whole time. He's kind of like pacing around and like doing these dramatic movements with his arms when he's telling his story, and it's all very verbose and pedantic, but in the end, he finally gets to it, and he ends with like the dramatic, like he leans down and he plants his hands on the like taller coffee table as you're like seated like, you know, on the edge of the chair or whatever, and he looks at you with his, you know, his dark features and eyes, and he says, I need them eliminated. I don't know how, I don't care how, I don't care why, all I care about is when, and that's as soon as possible. And he hasn't really told you anything.
Yeah, that's what I was about to be like, well, that sounds like something I can help you with, but who? Doing what? Where are they?
Yeah, and he's like, yes, of course. I'm sorry, I get so worked up. You understand it is part of my job to be, well, dramatic, as it were. It's how we entertain, but you are a man of much simpler, dare say, to some finer tastes, I take it, Arthur.
It could be stated that way.
Yeah, right. And he says, yes, well, let me tell you. And he like brings up he pulls out like a little remote, and he clicks it, and you see like the wall behind the fireplace like slides up and turns into a screen, right? And it's got a list of 4 individuals on it. But the 3 of them, I mean, God, man, drug smugglers look like space drug smugglers, right? Like, they look legitimately like just bad, grizzled dudes, and they all have names and like information about them. And then the 4th one is that picture with the question mark over the face, right?
Okay.
And it doesn't know, but it says it has his alias is Violet. Violet is his alias. And the other guy's names, let me get you the other guy's names here. One of the guys' names is Dubov Ivanovich. Dubov Ivanovich. One of them is a woman, I should mention, by the way. One of them is a woman, and her name is what is her name? Where is it here? Siyanko. Siyanko. Petrov, obviously. Petrov. And the 3rd individual is Chazov, Chazov.
One more time, sorry.
Chazov.
Mm-hmm.
Last name Petrov as well. They appear to be siblings. Or married, who knows.
Cool.
And then obviously the 4th one is
Hopefully not
Violet.
both.
Violet, unknown.
Hey man,
yeah.
Whatever flies in the interstellar space waves. Yeah. So and then there's Violet, and he says, I don't have a lot of information besides where they were last seen, and he brings up like a map, and you can see it's kind of like all over the like for an individual to have this much reach is pretty impressive, to be honest. Like, it takes the entire Claris group to kind of gather information like this a lot of times, but different sightings all across the cluster. This particular cluster of star systems. And what I mean by that is basically like 0002 down to 0105, like this cluster that is separated
over to 0303.
Yeah. The cluster that's separated by hyperspace lanes, right?
Yeah.
Usually called the central cluster or populated cluster by some. So yeah, that's all just sporadic moments around this whole place. But Violet kind of stays in the shadows. They're not really sure what's going on with him too much. And he's never been seen, at least outright.
Okay.
In fact, they only assume it's a he, to be honest. Like, they're not even sure. And he like apologizes. He's like, I'd like to give you more information, but this, you understand, with my vast resources in the cluster, I still can't even track these down, and I'm perhaps the wealthiest and most influential person that exists in these parts, save some of the council. And he says that kind of with disdain a little bit, and you understand he's talking about Raimondi Council of 13, because obviously that's an entire race of people, and so they have a bit more power probably than he does individually. What he says,
and I probably at the end of that, that's probably why you're having trouble finding them.
Yeah, he nods and he's like, yes, that's why I must impose upon Claris, but be assured that, well, I can tell you one thing. Claris is being compensated appropriately, which means you will also be, but something I did not put in the contract. While all of these men and women must die, I would prefer to do Violet myself. There would be a hefty reward in it for you. And any crew you might need as well. My resources are open to you. I am no hidden opponent to these individuals. They know my face as well as I know theirs, at least most of them. And he kind of glares at Violet's question mark picture.
All right.
Any resources that I am able to provide, I will, but I'm afraid that I can't be much help in some departments that you agents, I don't know the proper terminology, are called, but in what you do, the more how do you say, militaristic aspect of things.
Understood. But just to be clear, if Violet is brought back, are you able to do what you want?
You mean, like, is he able to, like...
Yeah, or is he going to be able to kill / whatever he wants to do to Violet? Because some people ask for it and then they get it and they can't do it, so...
Yeah, no, I think he smiles with, like, a Sharky-type grin. And you hear, oh, fuck, how did I forget her name already? Jazeel and...
I didn't write down her name because I didn't find her important.
Alan... What the fuck was it? Alantea?
Alante,
yes, I was close. Alante, yeah, that's totally it. Alante, like, laughs, and he smiles and he's like, I'm afraid I was a bit I was a bit less upfront with you, friend. Alante is not just my escort, but also my bodyguard. And you look over, and she's like smiling, and she pulls up her like red, like sparkly cocktail dress, and you can see, like, strapped to the inside of her thigh is like a nice looking pistol, like semi-auto pistol, and yeah, I mean, like, now that you kind of observe her maybe a little bit closer, because like you said yourself, you weren't really like observing her a whole lot. The way she holds herself definitely seems like a bodyguard, but she's good at blending in too. Like, that's kind of what a bodyguard does sometimes, right? Is blends in. There's the upfront security where it's like, I'm the big bulky guy, and then there's the one who actually protects you from harm that you keep close by. So yeah, it definitely appears that this man is well connected enough, and if he can't do the deed himself, he would have just as much enjoyment watching Alante split him from ear to ear as as doing it himself for sure.
All right. Well, I'll look into the information you gave me. I'll be in contact when I can.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh yes, before I forget," and he pulls out a like a digital business card, right? It's got like a little hologram sticking out of it. It's all cool and shit.
Nice.
He's like, these are my this is my personal contact information. If you need anything, just feel free to let me know. That line rings directly to me. It doesn't go through any of my aliases or secretaries.
Got it.
And again, if you could extend my thanks on the behalf of Claris, it seems they have sent me a fine individual to take care of this task.
I'll make your appreciation known.
And he nods, and that's kind of the end of it, right? I assume you stand up, you shake hands one last time. He escorts you out to the front door.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we see Fortune. Do you have your like coat somewhere to like put on over and like disguise your tuxedo, as you like wander off into the night away from the party?
No, probably not.
Okay, so you just trouncing around. You go.
Yeah, I saunter. I'm sauntering around as
you saunter onto public transportation with your tuxedo on. Yeah, totally. Head over to the factory district. People are probably like giving you that thing, like when you're wearing business casual out somewhere, where they're like, "Oh yeah, he must be someone important." Yeah, yeah, totally.
And I'm walking around like I am someone important.
They're giving you like the nods, like, "Oh yeah, how's it going today, sir? You doing good? Yeah, okay, that's great. Yeah, and you totally eventually make it back, obviously, to the ship before Boomer and Go-Go, I think, because they were delayed much longer than you.
Yeah.
And so you walk onto the ship, and Oscar, where are you when Fortune comes home?
What hour is it that Fortune finally rolls back to the ship?
Late. I mean, not as late as Boomer and Go-Go are going to be out, but it's pretty late. But again, you guys are on space time, right? So like, it could be noon for you in actual sleep hours, even though it's like late at night, because you guys arrived like late in the evening at the location you needed to be at.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's out of character and more game thing. I think that's something we should establish every time we do something.
Yeah.
Is what time system-wise and what time space-time-wise we are.
Normally, I just assume you guys show up in the morning and have the whole day, but yeah, no. This time I made it that way just because, just so you know, the calendar is always in space-time, like always.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But I don't know what time of.
Yeah, it's hard to reference. I get
on
it.
The 14th. Yeah.
I will be better about that for sure.
I don't think. So right now, I think Oscar's maybe a little bit hyper vigilant just because of what they still have on the ship.
Yeah.
So he's probably up, and he's probably, just milling around. He's probably checking out the, the various cameras that they have around the ship, looking at the outside. So he's working. Whenever Fortune gets back, he's on task.
So maybe you're in like the security room and you see an individual approaching that it probably takes you a second to recognize.
Or it might not recognize.
Right, or might not even recognize. You see an individual in a tuxedo with a very trim beard and very short, shaved on the sides into a kind of a, maybe a few inches long, combed over, like kind of drifting look, approaching the ship.
How close is this individual to the ship when I notice him?
I don't think the actual shipboard cameras see very far, so probably like, maybe a couple 100 feet. Just because like the compactness of the space dock that you're in, and where the doors open and doors come over, it's probably not very big. Do you like pop outside the ship?
Fortune should roll.
Yeah.
Okay, roll initiative.
Gotta find it.
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
Did you even roll that right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Looks like it's 7. He's got a +2, because he's got a +2 dex now, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because he's a warrior.
Yeah, so like Oscar pops down. Let's just say Oscar pops down right in front of you, and
do you like grab him and like put him on the ground or like suplex him or something?
well, no, I don't get to act. Well,
I'm talking to Fortune. Like when Oscar just appears in front of you, what's your first reaction? Like,
probably very cool, calm and collected, like I was expecting it. Like, what's up, Oscar?
Yeah, so Oscar, like, you pop out like, hey, what are you doing? And he's like, hey, what's up? And you're like, wait, what? what do you do, Oscar?
He's like, what? What happened to your? You look different.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, you see, Oscar, humans can actually cut their follicles that grow on their body to appear different in certain situations.
He's not familiar with what a haircut is.
I mean, some Syriac children probably are not familiar with what a haircut is. But yes, anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like wow. You look very different.
Yeah, Claris work.
Did you mean to do this? What happened?
Yeah, it was a formal party that I had to attend. So
wait, I've actually found it. Hold on.
Found what?
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh,
is
no.
That,
yeah,
is
pretty
that
much.
It? Is that
Yeah.
it?
Fortune's a hipster.
I was just gonna say, oh god, the hipsters got him.
Yeah, there's Fortune now, right there. A little bit longer than it was on the top, but shaved on the side, big beard.
Yep.
That's it.
Oh my god, Fortune's a lumber sexual.
That was funny. That was a good one.
Boy.
So yeah, Oscar's taken aback. He's like, all right. Well, the ship is secure. Are you okay?
Absolutely. If you don't mind, we might have some more work soon.
Will I need to be formal also?
No. If anything, you might need to get a little grungy.
I see. Let's go back to the ship.
By the way, that second picture, his undershirt is way too tight. Just FYI.
No, it's
Or is it just tight enough?
No. Oh wow. Okay, Megan. I still think the first picture is better, but
Yeah.
But yeah, the second picture's pretty good too. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking. By the way, that Google image search is tux and beard. That's all I typed in. Thanks, Google.
Nice.
Appreciate it.
Nice.
It was like the 10th picture.
great.
So,
I'm telling you, man, Google knows all.
Google knows what's up, man. Great, awesome.
So
There's that interaction.
So they walk back to the ship, and I assume, Fortune, you fill Oscar in, like.
Yeah. What details do you give him?
Probably for right now, I just say because it wasn't stated, but it might have out of character. Do those 4 individuals work for a group that is known of, or are they working kind of by themselves?
There is strong suspicion they work for the Stockland Syndicate.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
All right. Probably just for right now.
To be like drug dealers and drug runners as high as they are, and to go unnoticed as they are, and not be able to be tracked down by this individual, they're probably part of a major faction.
Okay.
This guy, Jazeel, could probably own a minor faction if he wanted to. But since he works kind of for Daybreak, he's kind of part of that major faction.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a higher up in that minor faction, but Daybreak doesn't have the resources available to track down drug smugglers. Like, that's just not a thing that they do. But the interesting part here is what we know about Boomer now, right?
Yeah.
The interesting part is, like, those two factions actually have ties already. So what is all this internal strife that's going on, I wonder, is the real question. But that will all depend on whether or not Boomer and Gogo reveal anything upon their return back to the ship.
Yeah, so I'd probably pass Oscar along, be like, well, I have to do some research into finding 4 individuals, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Well, I will leave the intel gathering to you, but please do let me know when my personal assistance may be of use.
Absolutely. And have you considered throwing that application towards Claris yet?
I have debated it.
All right.
I
No
need
pressure.
to think.
Just wondering.
I like it. So, probably multiple hours later, Boomer probably, like, wants to get back to the ship as fast as possible, but Gogo, maybe you want to see a little bit of the sights and walk around a little bit, or that seems like something that may occur. But after a while of you talking with Gretch, who, if you asks, is insistent it's short for nothing.
Well, just like Gogo would argue, if somebody she didn't know asked her what Gogo was short for, she would say nothing.
No, that's my given name, right?
No, it's Gogo.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
That's my given name, thank you. Eventually, she parts ways, and I think kind of like, she actually, like, Boomer, like, extends a hand to shake it, and she actually, like, hugs him. And she probably goes goodbye with, "Don't die, you fucking idiot," and walks away. Is probably her goodbye to him.
I think Gogo turns to him and kind of like hits him in the arm, and is like, "What? So am I just the replacement?"
He's like, no.
Yeah, sure. And I just like walk away.
He's like, and then we continue on with that for a while, until eventually maybe he buys you an ice cream or something and you're happy again. I know that's not how it works. It was just funny to me.
Okay.
that might be how it works tonight.
Who knows?
Right? Yeah. No, I don't know how Boomer gets it
Because Gogo is rather fickle. So
it's true. Oh no, I'm sorry. He buys you the next heavy jazz CD from your favorite artist, and like buys a vinyl of it, like an actual like physical thing, which is obviously much more valuable, right? Than
I think he probably
copy.
buys the digital copy and then presses a vinyl of it.
Yeah, there you go. Yep, that seems appropriate. And like presents it to you with a gift wrap, and like you're still mad at him, but like it's okay because it's Boomer, and this is awesome.
Seems to be the MO for our relationship, so yes.
He's still an idiot. He's still an idiot.
He's still always an idiot, but it's okay. He's my idiot.
Yeah, he is. Cool, awesome. So multiple hours later, you guys make your way back to the ship. Oscar, unfortunately, you guys still awake and active, I assume. Chan certainly
Honestly,
is.
I think if Fortune comes back and I learn that he's been out partying, Oscar probably taps him to say, "It's your shift."
Yeah,
And then
go
go.
to sleep. Sure.
It's like I need to rest.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, awesome. And Chan almost never sleeps, actually. Chan is a fucking machine animal. Like, he probably only needs, like, 2 hours of rest a night.
Does he do micro naps?
Yeah, he's
on
like,
the Ubermensch.
The Ubermensch, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's something like that. Like the Ultraman sleep schedule.
Yeah, Ultraman, that's how I remember it, I think.
What are you talking about?
Have you never heard of this?
The Kramer schedule.
No?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So hold on. Let
Or
me see if
maybe I
can
just
find
am
it.
not. You guys
You
just
do,
aren't explaining it well enough.
20 or 30-minute power naps every 2 hours.
Yeah, it's the
so
Uber.
you
It's the
sleep.
Uber man. Yeah, 20 to 30
Yeah.
minute naps every 4 hours, resulting in 6 naps each day. It's highly efficient, results in feeling healthy, refreshed, and extremely vivid dreams. Most Uberman users report increased ability to lucid dream as well. However, the rigid schedule makes it near impossible to miss naps without feeling horribly tired. Blogger
Yeah.
Steve Pavlina tried the cycle for 5.5 months and had amazingly positive results. He only reverted to monophasic sleep so that he could be on the same cycle as his wife and children.
That sounds like a horrible
Yeah.
idea. Like,
So
Apparently, it's amazing.
Horrible
though.
idea.
Like apparently,
Well,
it's
it's-
amazing.
it's
How does he
rumored
get
that's
any
what-
work done?
It's
in
rumored
terms
that's
of,
what
like,
Einstein used to do.
Yeah.
Something similar.
Yep.
well, here's the thing.
And a lot of other genius individuals.
I feel as
You-
though that wasn't necessarily by choice, but that was because his brain was working so hard most of the time that he just
Yeah.
had to stop for a brief moment before he continued with his work.
All right, I want to discuss this after, but we have 8 minutes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Why don't we wrap up?
Sorry, continue. I just had no idea what you were
Yeah,
talking about.
but literally, Chan is an animal, and can basically go on forever and ever and ever. Because he's, first of all, he's in peak physical condition always, which is also something to note because you never see him exercising ever. And possibly in your research, you've come to realize that it's totally feasible that is tied to something to do with the collar. Just FYI. The fact that he is able to maintain peak physical condition without any effort at all.
Well, yeah, also considering we never saw a single fat collared individual.
They were all
so.
extremely fit, extremely in shape, extremely strong and dexterous and everything else. Yep.
You're making Fortune consider putting on a collar.
It's not a bad life.
At one point, I had an extra.
At
but-
least, listen, it's not a bad life, or at least you won't think it's a bad life.
Yeah, you won't think it's bad life.
Yeah. You won't know any better. You'll be oblivious. Which, isn't that the joy of joining Puffosian society?
I would assume so.
Eventually,
They
I
should-
assume Megan's going to glass that planet. So, moving right along.
That's phase 2 of Gogo's vindictive plan.
So with everybody kind of recouped, Gogo and Boomer would probably want to mention something to the crew because with this level of stuff, it's going to be very hard for you guys to complete it without it. But would you stop him and tell him it's not the right time?
I would probably wait until I was able to look over the data we actually
Sure.
have further
Yeah, that's
and
probably
like
wise.
decide exactly what I want to share. And by me, I mean Boomer, because Gogo wouldn't talk about it to the rest of the crew. I think it's too much of a piece of pride for her to like have to share that part of her life with others.
Yeah,
so I think that she would read it over and then tell Boomer what he's allowed to share with everyone.
Right. Yeah, and he would choose to do that or not. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
But what Gogo doesn't know won't kill her. So.
It just might in this case, but that's fine.
Actually, it might kill someone else, but yeah, sure.
Cool, awesome. So you guys get back on the ship. Do you spend like the night and then take off in the morning, or you take off right away and sleep during transit?
That's up to our pilot, I think.
Gogo's wired, and she wants to read over that information.
Okay, cool.
So she's up.
Okay, so you maybe like, hey, we're taking off.
Yeah, we're going. We're doing things. Okay, bye.
Yeah, cool. So you make it into orbit, and negligible amount of time later, you are able to drill. Would you like to go directly to 0002?
I think so.
Okay.
'Cause
I
think I'm in
require one
possession
final
of
roll
my
from
last-
you, Megan, please.
Indeed.
Roll me an 8 or higher, please. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Actually, with that roll, I think we jumped 102 to 002.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. You. Now you can choose before you roll every now and then to trim the course. Just so you know. That is a thing that is possible.
Yes, this is true.
Just so
I
you
keep
know,
forgetting
You
that.
know,
every time you jump.
Actually, I want to say one thing Oscar did while they were there, and
Okay,
that is,
yeah.
those, the little signs that people put in their back windows, like the yellow diamond.
Child on board.
Yeah, it says Godchild on board, and it's like one of those little sticky things.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic. Oh fuck, that's so good. Yep, totally.
Well,
Awesome.
now mentally disturbed Godchild on board.
Yeah, right. Having a personal crisis. Godchild on board.
Yeah, so you pop into 0002, which, as we know now, as has been explained to us, is the home to Aparajita, which is the home planet of the Protestant Christian, the Holy Family Protestant Christian. There's a lot of things behind them that I could explain in detail, but I won't right now. I'll save that for next session when you guys are dealing with them. It is a heavily populated planet. It is also very cold here, requiring like heavy wear, parkas, jackets. It's not Hoth level, but it's close-ish. Like you can survive overnight outside. It's like Antarctica basically. You would definitely want very protective gear to be out there. Unprotected, there's possibility of having issues. But it has millions of inhabitants on it. It's one of the most populated planets in the entire sector. Again, they also it's basically devoted to the Holy Family Protestant Christian, and as I stated before, they do borderline worship psionics here. In fact, to everyone on the outside, they do worship psionics here. They may not call it worship to psionics. That may not be what their exact words are when you ask somebody of the faith, but certainly that is what they do for all intents and purposes. And so I think that we get a shot of like the cold kind of bluish planet. Let me actually, I've been really bad about pulling these up when we visit them. I'm going to try and do that better. So 0002 is catch on. So Rajita. So we get this like bluish kind of tundra planet pops up. It has 3 moons around it. It's got a large moon, a medium-sized moon, and a small moon, as you can see in the mix. We get the careening of going through, and there's like a light kind of snow flurry going on as the ship comes in and lands, and you guys see, you guys collect all of your things, and like you've got like parkas or whatever that you put on, little fur around the outside. I don't know. You guys can describe what your warm weather clothes are. You could just wear a vac suit if you wanted to be honest, and it would serve the same purpose. But it is breathable, like it's a breathable atmosphere. And so we see that...
Fortune definitely puts back on his vac suit.
Yeah. We see that Raquel, who she's emerged a few times from her bubble in her suit, like walking around, taking towards the ship and doing all that stuff. But she's in her vac suit now, and she's got her briefcase and she's got her rucksack on, and she heads down to the cargo bay, and the door descends. It's a TL4 planet, so you've landed on like a legitimate spaceport. Done the whole docking stuff and all that other fun stuff. And as you guys are disembarking, Raquel, like, she kind of like looks around. She's like, "Well, I guess this is the new place, huh?" And she kind of like looks to the group of you and she says, "Well, If it's not too much to ask, can you guys possibly stay for maybe a day? The ceremony, I think, is tomorrow."
Ceremony?
Yeah. I believe in your tongue they call it an awakening. I'm a little unclear on the details, but it is a holy ceremony that is performed by the Protestant Christians, and I am honored to be here and be the key component of it.
I'm probably looking over at Oscar. Like, is this something you want to see?
I don't know if Oscar knows anything about this. Just in general, like
Jordan. It's a planet that worships psychics.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
I'm gonna say
that doesn't mean they worship alien psychics.
No. What I'm saying is, I think
he's gonna want to see it.
I think that
okay.
it would be hard for that to escape Oscar's notice. I think he would know a thing or two about it, even if he wasn't super familiar.
Yeah, no. Roll me as the final roll of the night. Roll me a culture traveler roll.
Sure.
Because this is something very particular to this planet.
Based on
intelligence.
No.
Mm-mm. So
he's still interested.
Yeah, you maybe
but he doesn't know a damn thing about it.
So there's a specific reason why you know nothing about this that you will probably learn soon. But yeah, you don't know anything about this. You've never heard about this. There are like coming of age ceremonies for psychics on Raimondi, right? Like,
no. Yeah.
And that's what it sounds like it is, right, to some degree. And it makes sense that you might have to transport this only MES gifted individual on an entire planet to be part of this ceremony, right? Like, she's of an appropriate age where a coming of age ceremony would be appropriate, right? So yeah, that's what it sounds like to you. But no idea on the details.
So, I mean, yeah, Oscar indicates, like, if Fortune is seeking an answer from him, he's, he nods like, yeah, let's stick around. What's another day?
Cool, yeah.
I'd probably look over at Boomer and Go.
Boomer's like taking scans of the environment because he's a fucking nerd.
It's like, yeah, Boomer's always anxious to learn.
Yeah, totally. Knowledge is key.
Go. Yep.
I don't do churches. You guys can go ahead. She turns around and goes back on the ship.
I was saying, as you're going back on the ship, I'm like, you're not going to leave without us, are you?
No. You guys got... She kind of like looks at her space watch. 48 hours. Start your clock countdown.
All right.
Boomer goes, countdown 48 hours. Got it. You beep, 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 beep. He's no fool. Cool. And I think that with the three of you, like, hike up your packs and pull up your hoods, and the four of you now begin to march towards the, like, the snow is very light on the ground, so it's crunching just a little bit as you march towards the spaceport entrance, and we zoom out, right, and we can see in the distance, like through the snow flurry, as it kind of clears a little bit, we see this grand cathedral that is probably maybe like 15 stories high and as wide as a city block or two, and it's just a massive structure, just kind of in the distance. And I think just to signal the end of the episode, we hear a church bell just go boom, and then we cut to black.
Nice.
Just to put a period on it.
Cool.
Excellent. So, let's talk experience. Everybody's high enough level now that I can start giving more on just the session experience, which is great. I think that I've been giving you kind of a measly amount recently, and so I'm gonna up that. Everybody take 500 experience because it was a really cool session.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
And we got a lot of cool character development stuff out of the way, and
if it makes you feel less guilty about giving us 500, I don't think we got session experience last time. So
no, you totally did.
Did we?
I gave you like I gave you like a bunch actually.
I think you put it in.
I don't think that I put that down.
You put it in with your goal because everybody except for Boomer had the same goal.
Yeah.
Oh right, it was included in.
Yep.
Got it.
Yeah,
totally.
Sweet deal either way.
Yep. So congratulations, everybody, you made it. We next week. Hold on, we'll talk about that. Find out that. Everybody, hang back for 5 minutes while I do outro. Cool.
Sure.
Oh, show.
Hello, guys. Thank you for showing up. This was week 21 God damn it, I forgot to say at the beginning of the episode. Fine, week 21. For those of you on Twitch, sorry about the weird stream shit in the beginning. That was weird. I don't know. Fix itself. That's all that matters. I'm going to say it was on Twitch's side. For on YouTube, hey, come follow me on all the things. Love you all. Would love to see you in other streams. Love to hear from you. If you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter. That's probably the easiest way to reach me. And that's all I got. I will talk and see everyone at a later date. And from all of us to you, happy holidays for whatever religion you are or whatever you celebrate. And enjoy your time off from work or school or whatever you may be doing for them. That's all we got. We'll talk to you later. Bye.